Magpie is the first spirit animal I became aware of, and the first that I worked with. As a totem animal, it represents some of the characteristics of my soul energy. First of all, the magpie is very much the bird of the shaman. It represents a dualistic quality, that of both light and dark. Now, even though everyone has this light and dark side to their nature, in most people they tend to be out of balance. And from a non-magical perspective, can show as either an overly good nature with someone who has no boundaries and finds it hard to say no to others and puts others first to the detriment of their own needs and sometimes to the detriment of their own health as well. On the flip side, the nature can be over-aggressive, cruel and self-centered in nature. Finding the balance between the two, even from a non-magical perspective, can be quite difficult, even for the most vigilant and emotionally intelligent person to accomplish. So after a spiritual initiation, when this particular bird appears to signal a certain kind of energy that you are to work with, either temporarily or permanently, it is still first and foremost, it brings that duality with it. And the first thing that occurs when the magpie appears after initiation, in my own experience anyway, is to learn to balance your character. So bringing in that balance is key, and a first port of call for working with magpie energy. So if you are a people pleaser and find it hard to say no, magpie will bring in a more aggressive vocalization to your character, and you will find this gives you the strength to say no, and to say no more often, and also to draw boundaries as well. Magpie energy will also bring out your inner voice. So if you are more on the quieter side of the spectrum and are more of an introverted nature, magpie will help you to speak up when you need to and when there is something important you feel should be said about any given situation. Magpie helps you to find the right words and to deliver them with confidence. In my own personal experience as someone who lives with a bipolar condition, the magpie is indeed my perfect primary totem animal, and there is very much a marked dual nature to my personality. I do in fact have an affinity with all black and white coloured animals, as I easily tend to connect in with their energy in this way. So as you begin to work on a deeper level with magpie energy, another thing to consider from a magical and spiritual perspective is that they work on a high spiritual level. So the colours that are displayed in their wings and tail are iridescent greens, blues and purples. And I'm talking about the magpies in my neck of the woods now. I'm talking about the European magpies, because there are other variations in different parts of the world. So with these iridescent greens, blues and purples, these colours altogether symbolise the guidance of the higher self. And when combined with the black and white, you are then working with higher spiritual truth, which is divine in its essence. Balancing truth and justice and learning to be more open about speaking of your spiritual experiences with others also features strongly when working deeper with magpie. So being vocal in general when working with magpie, whether that is in your nature to be so or not, magpie will certainly bring that out in you. And on an even deeper level, in a magical and spiritual capacity, comes magpie's teaching of discernment. The discernment to wield magical forces both for healing and for cursing, whilst simultaneously holding that energy of truth and justice in your heart, working from a higher level. So this isn't just magic wielded for personal revenge on a petty level, but magic wielded for justice and retribution that comes from a holy and divine place, and ultimately a place of light that is within the light. So with magpie energy and magical practice, you will learn to use the dark side of your nature in order to serve the light. This kind of discernment when working with magpie energy doesn't come as easily as you think, and there will be plenty of lessons to be learned along the way. Magpies are notorious tricksters, and when working with their energy, you should be vigilant that you don't become overly confident, overbearing, or bullish. Magpies are also very protective of their own, and they will fight tooth and nail to protect their young, their family, and their territory. Magpie energy also brings with it the courage to take risks. They are one of the most intelligent animals on this planet, and with this in mind, their risk-taking behaviour is indicative of their discernment. So their ability to weigh up the pros and cons of any given situation and to know when something is really worth doing and expending valuable energy on, and when the risk is too high or the reward for the risk doesn't quite weigh up and it isn't worth their time. Magpies are very courageous in their behaviour. They will often tease other animals and even human beings, even when they know the inherent danger involved in this kind of behaviour. And they will often do this for their own entertainment and to entertain others. There certainly is an element of showmanship to their energy and character, and that can also rub off on you when working with their energy. Magpies are often seen as omens for good luck and also as omens for ill luck. And this certainly links in with the dual energy that they carry. They do kill and eat other small birds and mammals, and also they eat carrion, and during the breeding season they will eat the eggs and young of other birds. So in this sense, you could even say that they also have a predatory side to their nature. Magpies are well known for symbolising witchcraft, prophecy, divination and magic. They are symbolic of the bridge that links the material world with the higher dimensions. And so when their energy is in a fixed position in your totem, you are more than likely to be able to communicate well with spirits, deities, and otherworldly beings on the other side. And probably so is the case even if Magpie comes in to work with you on a temporary basis as well. So the sheer joy that is also present in magpie energy brings an excellent balance to their more predatory and ill-omened nature. They are not so much singers as loud chatterers and can often be heard causing a ruckus or a scene somewhere. The image I've used here is from my own photo collection of a magpie on the bird table in my garden. There are lots of magpies in my local area and they often visit the garden. So I digitalised this version of the photo using an app called Picasso. I think it was one of the oil effects on the app that I chose. I can't remember the exact one though. I also have a tattoo of a magpie on my ankle that I got for my 40th birthday. It is the only tattoo of an animal that I have, as magpie is my primary animal spirit totem and the one in which I work with the most often. So Magpie is the only animal that I have tattooed on me. So this is some of the information that I have to offer in my own experience of working with Magpie, and there's a lot more to working with Magpie than this. But this is some of the information that I'd like to share. So I would like to do another video on the Magpie spirit in the future, and that will be centered on working with Magpie in relation to the Morrigan, because that tends to be a little bit unusual, and I would like to give my take on what that is all about. So do keep a lookout for that video coming soon. I've also put some links in the description box below, and if you would like to keep up to date with my videos, then please do subscribe, give this video a like and hit the bell for notifications. Thank you.